what up? And we are Sorry Mama. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Britt Litt with my co-host, Kaylick. I'd like to introduce my husband, Zachary Litt, and my brother-in-law, Seth.
What up?
So I want to jump right in to something I found out last night. You had your own podcast.
I did.
Clearly, you had the exact setup as this.
No. It was during COVID, and I had my phone, and I was just bored, and it was essentially going to be about following the startup, and like from day 1 to day 10 to day 100, and year 2 years, and just letting people get a glimpse of like what it's like and how it changes and how a startup changes. And so that was essentially what it was going to be about, but absolutely cringe. And 3 episodes in, we decided to cut that.
Hey, it's still out there, though. Internet's forever. Well, let's talk a little bit about, like, what, you do, what you're excited on, or what you're excited about, what you're working on.
Yeah. So, we had a startup in about 2016 in the logistics space, and startups and building companies is something that we like to do, and it's something we're passionate about and excited about. And we're on our second company now, and we do investments in other things, and we like to invest in entrepreneurs that are like-minded like ourselves, and so that kind of what drives us.
Yeah, amazing. You guys have been super successful. I've been here to ride the wave. Super fun. So would you consider yourself a local celebrity?
No, but I will say, I do want to give a shout out to Indianapolis in general. I don't think it gets enough credit, just from like, a business standpoint. I think there's so many young entrepreneurs doing so many exciting things in the city. I mean, just look at Josh and this setup. Mm-hmm. And I think it's such a hub for so many exciting things. And I think, Indianapolis has a ton to offer, and I think it'll, keep doing very well in the future. But to answer your question, no, I don't think I'm a local celebrity.
Interesting. Is it because you decided not to go with the reality TV show?
Right, which Josh was working on as well, right?
Yeah.
We decided to cut that one too after we saw the first snippet, I guess, of the short video he did, and no. We like to try new things, and I mean, it sounds fun, but it's not something we're pursuing.
Well, no, I'm just fucking with you. Obviously, I think that is just a couple good points that you brought up, right? Super successful, but you've also failed at a couple things, so you try out different things, and I think that it's also a testament. You have to respect certain things that you thought that you're like, hey, we're going to take a stab at this. And it just, even if it didn't pan out, it's got to, you have to lend some kind of respect to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's not for everyone.
No, it's definitely not. And yeah, no, like credit to, you guys doing this even. Like, this is definitely out of my comfort zone. So, no, I definitely see that, it's extremely hard. And you definitely see that as you're trying to do certain things.
But you've always been someone that is on the grind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that anyone that is willing to put themselves out there and work like that, all of us have a little bit in common.
Hey, shoot or shoot, baby.
That's
right. What do I always say?
Damn right.
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or
shoot. That is absolutely true.
A win's a win.
A win's a win. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, not enough.
You know what I'm
not
saying?
Enough people do shoot, and that's the problem. And that's why I give credit to you guys, because you're willing to at least give it a shot and try and see what happens. And not enough people are doing that.
Yeah.
That fear factor is a real thing, though. Like,
it is.
I think for most people, if they got out of the idea of that and they could get past that, everyone would be doing it. But that is such a hard thing to overcome.
Yeah.
I don't think people fully understand it unless you've actually attempted it.
Yeah. Is that how you feel when you start dating me?
That's a whole nother story, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah. Brittany said shoot or shoot. She made her shot.
Oh,
and
she shot.
Here we are, baby.
She shot.
Slam dunk.
He's so lucky.
Yeah.
So speaking of things that, work-wise, whatnot, what's the worst job you ever had?
Ooh, Zach, go first.
Legal job.
It's easily the HVAC. I feel like it's one of those things where I have a huge appreciation for the people that do those kinds of jobs as far as construction and stuff. But for me personally, it's not that the job itself was so difficult. It's just the wear and tear on your body. I feel like it ages you a lot quicker than a normal situation with a job would. But it was a huge transition. That being said, coming from that to doing the entrepreneur stuff and starting businesses, being behind the desk more, not using my hands every day, that was a big change in itself. But I definitely think the HVAC for me, just with the wear and tear, was the most difficult job I've ever had.
Yeah, I can attest
You can
that.
definitely attest to that.
Yeah, you were way happier back then, though.
It's all false.
What about you,
false
Seth?
happiness.
IHOP, it's not even close. I was a server at IHOP.
Oh my God, that was my first ever serving job. Well, in Richmond, where I'm
okay.
from.
Okay.
Yeah. Where was your, what was
The one off of in Greenwood.
okay.
Off of, what is it off of?
31
31,
and
yeah,
whatever.
31, yeah.
Did you serve?
I was a server,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
actually got fired from that job. And I guess I'll tell the story on how I got
Yes,
fired.
please do. Please do.
I'm sure you will love to hear this.
Yes.
So one day, it was like late at night, and I was serving this old couple, and they were at the point, and they wanted dessert. And so I go back in the kitchen, and you can, it's the restaurant set up to where you can see in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I decided to put my fingers in the ice cream and try the ice cream myself. And as I was like putting my fingers in my mouth, trying the ice cream, I looked to the left, and the couple is just staring right at me. And so the next day I come in, my manager sits me down, we pull up the camera, and he's like, "You can't do
Damn,
this."
they had you on camera?
They had me
Here's
on
the
camera.
thing, though. You ain't never been a server and not tried something that you're about to serve. I'm just saying. I be eating fries off a plate every day. It's called quality control.
Well, and
Agreed.
like the Diet Coke and the regular Coke sometimes like confuse me. Like after I fill them up, so I would have to try one to make sure which one was diet and which one wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want to mix up you're ordering a cocktail for your table? You want to do a little sip straw test? We got to make sure that it tastes good.
I have a feeling Seth was not doing the sip straw test.
Were you drinking straight from the Diet Coke
From the
cup?
glass.
Just do a little
Straight from the
sip
glass.
and
Oh, God. Did you waterfall it or you were just right there on the cup? Oh,
I
Lord
wasn't.
help.
Yeah.
It's not shocking.
Health department was like, this guy's got to go.
Yeah.
Only because they caught him on camera.
Yeah, that's it.
Other than that. How old were you at that job?
18 or 19. So still, it's even more embarrassing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes it a little worse.
Yeah. The worst.
It is what it is. Like I said, I'm 30 and I've been known to try a little tater tot or a little French
you get
fry off
hungry.
a plate sometime. I mean, and if they look soggy, I'm like, I can't be serving this to this bitch. She gonna
Right.
send them back.
Right.
So I might as well try them real quick.
But I will say this, like, I have to give credit to people that are in the food and beverage industry, and especially like in the service, like servers. Like, it is the worst. I would, it's just the worst job.
I feel like everybody at some point in their life should have to be a server, so they
We
have
actually
an
talked about that in
appreciation
our
and
last
an
episode.
understanding of
Yep.
what that is all about.
Oh,
Because
Never go back
some
to that.
people that I've served in my history of serving, it's just mind-boggling how they expect certain things, but then
Right.
they just treat you terribly, and
always ask for
they,
something free.
yeah, they validate
Yeah.
it, and then you always have those people that, oh, well, this came out this way. Well, that's how you ordered it,
Right.
so now you can't ask for it for free. That's not how this works.
Brittany knows this too. Like I took a short break and I went and I got a desk job, gained 30 pounds because I wasn't on my feet all day, actually. But like thinking about going back to serving gave me fucking anxiety. Like thinking about, like I literally, I told my friends who still served when I did work my desk job, I'm like, I'll never fucking do that again. Because thinking about it literally gave me a fucking anxiety attack. Now working at Ale, thank God all of our managers have served and bartended. They always have our fucking back. Even if, I mean, you know, if the situation's like fucked up and the guest is 100% right, they're like, okay. But they always like have our back no matter what. And they'll talk to us about it later. But like just thinking about going back and having to serve the general fucking public had me ready to gain another 30 pounds sitting on my desk job, making $15 an hour.
Yep.
Now I'm just like, well, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you ordered. Oh, you don't like it? Well, I'll talk to my manager about it for you.
Exactly.
Turns out
Exactly.
you still owe us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, I get that. I took some time off serving and I went back 5 months pregnant and I bawled like a baby.
Yeah. It's fucking hard.
It's the worst.
And I've heard people are like, oh, well, like, you already know, that's a mindless job. Or like, I've waited on people that are like, well, at least it's not stressful. Look it up. A server in a restaurant or bartender, like top 10, and I'm dead ass serious. Well,
Right
as far
under
as
air traffic control.
Well, you know.
Right under that.
But it's literally like top 10 most stressful jobs because it is fucking stressful.
I agree.
Some of the best employees we've hired have come from
The
that
service industry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's made me who I am today.
After you see someone react over how their steak was cooked, you start thinking, I can handle anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because it was me back there cooking it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you this: Are you the type of servers that you don't have to write down the order and you can just memorize it?
So when I bartend, yes, because I normally take the order and I go right to my computer and do it, and I just repeat. But if I'm serving and I have a fucking 11 table section, absolutely not. I'm writing every single thing down. And even when I bartend, like a lot of the bartenders that I work with, they won't write shit down. I'm like, you crazy bitch, you crazy. Because I do. But like as I've bartended more and more, like I've been bartending for close to a year now, I can just repeat. Or if I go to the computer and I'm like, did you say Hermanaki or Hermasian? Because they're right there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can do that. But like, oh no, that's it. And when I go out to eat and I have a server that doesn't write my order down, I'm
I
like,
get
you gonna
nervous.
fuck it up.
I get so nervous.
I'm
with
not
that.
getting extra limes.
No. Well, even when
Listen.
Zach, can you go get me some extra
Exactly.
limes?
I end up being the server.
That's more at Brad's Brass, but whatever.
I think that is there's two parts, right? So actually in our previous episode, we talked a lot about the service industry, and just like what Zach stated, I truly feel like it should be a class, like something you have to accredit in college or whatever, because I think that people like misunderstand how servers, like how the whole restaurant operates, right? So if everything is flowing how it's supposed to, where I'm not getting double sat, or the kitchen's not behind 45 minutes or whatnot, yeah, I could probably sit down. I wouldn't have to write down orders like that, because that's actually how the system is set up. But that's the other thing is, you just never know. People take their time. It's not like, hey, you've been here an hour and a half, time's up. No. People, so you can be double sat, triple sat, whatever it is, and then, that will, that shifts everything as well.
Well,
Getting in the weeds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
the
in
weeds.
an ale, it's all like on the bar side. On the family side, it's like a rotation, but on bar side, it's all first come, first serve. So we open at 11. Them motherfuckers go crazy for Hermanakis at 11:03. So literally, you might have 9 tables sit down at the exact same time, and luckily there, the teamwork. Like if one person sees like, oh, your whole section just filled up, they'll get your drink. They'll get your drinks, or they'll be like, do you need anything? But that does happen there. There's no rotation over there, and it's just like, if you sit there for 30 minutes and you don't want to order, or if you say, like, if I go to a table and I'm like, are you guys ready? And they're like, we haven't even got a chance to look yet, and like act like I'm fucking bothering them. Well, guess what? You're going to wave me down to order, because I'm not going to stop back by and ask if you're ready to order, because you acted like I was bothering you by asking if you were ready to order. So when you're ready, go ahead and throw your hands up, tap your glass, whatever you need to do, but I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
You can wave me down.
Yeah.
Because like my time is valuable.
Yeah.
And if you want to act like I'm bugging you because I'm asking you if you're
Right.
ready to order.
When you want to stay in your system too. Like
Yeah, exactly.
You have a
It is
routine
a
of
flow
what you're
thing.
doing.
Exactly.
Like
So-
you know where your tables are
But
all
I
at.
feel like what comes to mind is like when I would be serving and like I would look at a couple and I'd be like, where's their food? And then you're like, oh
I
shit,
put
I
it in.
forgot to put the order.
Oh yeah.
Does
Oh,
that
bro,
happen?
I've
Does
done
that
Oh
happen?
yeah. Oh god, I've done that
And then
so
you
many
just go and
times.
blame it on the kitchen.
Listen,
Yep, absolutely.
You know what? I've done that. Yes, I've served since I was fucking 18. So yes, there's been a time or two, but like as I'm 30 now. So
You love it.
I'm just like, hey, I fucked up. I forgot to put your order in, and actually I threw it away, the whole scratch pad that I put your order on. So can you just tell me what you got, and we'll get you
Put a
this
rush
taken
on
off.
it.
Or,
Put a rush
yeah,
on.
and at ale, like I feel like the kitchen is so fucking good about that, especially if they know you're a good server. Otherwise, and it's your one fuck up for the month, they're like, I got you.
got that relationship
Yeah.
built up enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just get to learn on the fly, and you talk, and you know, you just learn the way of dealing with people
Yeah.
in so many different aspects. And
Yeah.
it's so helpful.
Yeah.
It is. It's a life lesson. And I do feel like when I served, if I was just honest, you know, yeah. If someone asks like, oh, how are the pork chops? I don't know.
Trash.
Yeah, I never had them.
I hate the ones that
you know.
always say like, "Oh, that's good." Like,
Yeah.
no,
Everything
damn well they've never tried it. Like,
Right.
Just be honest. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
So, you know, if I give someone options, whether it's a house cocktail, an entree, whatever, they tell me their opinion on it, I'm like, bet, that's what I'll take. Thank
Yep.
you.
Exactly.
Appreciate it. You
Yeah.
didn't waste my time. I'm
Yep.
not going to waste yours.
Right.
So, who do you think out of you two is the better boss?
Definitely me. And I think if you took a poll, it would say as much.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? But
I would say Zach's.
We have taken polls at the old company.
Josh,
I won every one.
what do
Won
you
every
think? One of our producers actually.
They were anonymous polls, but
Well, I would say
definitely
Zach is
dominated
more
that.
engaged, you know, with the employees more than I am.
why?
I'm more, you know, just like come into the office, like let's get the work done, and like Zach will be more of like, hey, like, you know, let's have fun and like let's chat, and he's more out there on the floor versus me, where, you know, I'm just like, I come in, I got to get the work done, you know, I want to build something here, and like I'm all about the business, like let's go.
So, okay, so a little backstory,
Zach's
right?
like, you get y'all's work done. We gonna go to the tap on Mass Ave
Well,
today,
that-
baby.
well,
Zach will go
that's
to
kinda
lunch
thing.
with our employees
With-
and have beers.
With
and
what
things
he's
like that.
saying is that I like to have a good pulse on what the employees are thinking and
Yeah.
feeling, and that's not a strong suit of yours, I don't feel like. So, yeah,
I don't agree with
will
that.
I
but
go out
Fight.
and have
fight.
you know a beer or two with
I'll
them?
beat your ass right
Sure,
now.
but you get the real person at that point. You don't get them. They almost stop looking at you as a boss and start looking at you as a normal person, and you can get a better understanding of who they are.
Yeah, there's pros and
then
cons to both, to be honest.
But you
Yeah.
just learn how to communicate with them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's why I think
absolutely.
it's a big deal.
No, there's definitely a lot of good things you do that I don't have those kind of qualities in.
And vice
Oh,
versa.
and that's why you guys are good business partners,
vice versa.
correct?
Yin and a yang, definitely.
Yep. That's me and Brittany.
Oh my God. I love that.
We have copyrights too.
The yin yang twins.
So
the
time out.
doublemint twins.
I want to back up.
Okay.
So, for our viewers, obviously I've been with Zachary for a long time. Even more of a fun piece of information is that I have known Seth Michael Litt since I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
So Zach is the oldest of four. Then it's Seth, there's Ethan, and then Trevor. And I was right smack dab in the middle of Seth and Ethan. So, with that being said, you were the class clown.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, at what point do you feel like you being like, you know, not wanting to engage, or, you know, you feel like you're a boss differently than how like I grew up with you? Because you straight up like, you know, would make fun of people to their face.
It honestly hasn't changed much. You know, like in general, I'm still I'm still the same person, and even at work, like I sit here and claim that, you know, I'm, you know, this hard, strict boss, but no, I like to have fun too. And like, especially in the early days, like when it's like 7 of us in the office, I mean, half the day we're just in tears laughing.
Yeah.
Like at just
That's
stupid
true.
shit.
That's big.
Actually, his employees were in tears crying because they were scared of him. He thought they were laughing.
Yeah, right.
They're being forced to
I'm
laugh.
having a great time.
Oh, they're in their cubicles like, Seth just came in here and reamed my ass. Oh, yeah, Seth is hilarious.
But, you know, no, but no, in all seriousness, like, it's funny because, like, and that's kind of why I did the podcast, because, like, you know, in your first, like, 10, 15, whatever you want to call it, days, you know, you can be a lot looser than you can when you and then, you know, once you get up to, like, 25, 50, you got to be more careful.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so many things that you can do or say, and that can just get you in trouble. And, like, so I've been through that, so, like, I guess that's matured me in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you just have to be careful with the things you say.
Oh, at what point at like RSL did that like? Is there a specific moment that stands out where that like clicked?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I would say, like, we used to play basketball in the mornings. Like, we would, basically the whole company would just, you know, we'd show up to LA Fitness and play basketball games. And I remember that like we would almost be in fist fights like during the game.
A few times, yeah.
And so like, but I remember it carried over into the office, and there was like a time where like I was getting into it about a basketball game at work, and I'm supposed to be, you know, a higher up at this business, and you know, we're like about to throw hands at this, you know, at work, and it's like that's where it hit me, where it's like probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
So did you beat his ass or?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Zach, did you hear that?
he doesn't want these
He said he
problems.
didn't beat your ass.
but I did
Just
beat him in
kidding.
arm wrestling
Once. How many times did I beat you?
How many?
in the office.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just
Yeah,
remember
I
me
hope-
beating you.
That was in the early days,
That's
Zach. We can't
convenient
remember. We don't.
amnesia is what we call that.
Hey, chill.
You want to get it going now?
Get it out.
On camera?
I'll take it.
Actually, that might be good content. Go ahead. We'll clear this shit
Oh,
off the
God.
coffee table. We'll get it going.
Is this a Steve Wilkos show?
My,
Or
my arm's a little sore today.
how, arm's a little sore today. I cannot.
All right, so let's just change subjects altogether. Your wife.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
That's
Love her.
Bad bitch.
understand me, bro.
she's-
Like,
yeah, she's
Bad.
sexy.
Beautiful, yes.
I don't know
Bad
how I
bitch.
pulled that one off.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
don't.
Lord.
We're still
honey.
trying to figure it out.
That's wild. Brittany,
Yeah.
Brittany, stop right now before you say anything else. But no, I don't know how.
how long did you guys date before she got pregnant?
I know where this is going, but
Hashtag Trap King.
like I don't know.
Bro,
maybe,
I applaud you. I would have trapped that shit too.
you know, we met in a very, you know, serendipitous way. Like I was hanging out with, you know, one of my buddies, and he was dating her roommate at the time, and I just was hanging out with him, and we showed up, and I never left her condo.
Squatters' rights.
Right, exactly.
Her roommate would come home and like she'd be like, "Where's the Chinese food?" And it's like, "Oh shit, I ate that for lunch." Well, you guys were all at work.
Can't
but
leave food around.
no, we dated for about 3 months, and you know she was pregnant shortly after that. We got married while she was pregnant. But I mean, no, we've been in love the whole time. I think
How long have you been married?
10 years. Yeah, 10 years going strong.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Megan.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I fucking love the bitch.
She's
Adore
awesome.
her.
She's
Like
good
she
people,
is
good
one
people.
of the people, like one of the few people that I've ever met where like her outside, you know, it's intimidating. Like she is tall and she works out and she's got hair, you know.
Ass for days.
Bro, I was getting there.
I'm telling you what.
But I'm just
I'm just
saying.
saying. I always say I don't have an ass, so I look at everybody's ass.
Oh,
and
amen.
I'm just like,
Yeah, she's fucking hot.
yeah,
And her personality and
Yeah.
like her soul matches it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh.
and I was skeptical for a minute. I'm like, man, there's just no way someone's this good looking and this genuine.
That's hard to find.
It's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Like a pretty bitch that's a good person.
I mean, we take us out of the mix.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean-
you know, but yeah. Yeah. So something that I did think of randomly, Seth, did you lie about your ethnicity to Megan?
I did. I think I said I was half black.
Can't remember quite.
Yeah,
Exactly. But did she believe it?
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think she did. Like you know, my head was. I kept my hair real short.
Well, fade.
I don't. I have nothing.
During the summer.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Had
to
a
that.
nice tan on him.
But it's still fucking hilarious. How long did you go? Like, did you go along with it until Adrian was born?
No,
and
no,
And we
no.
wit was like, oh wait, he's all white.
No, I think
He
it was like.
popped out.
Yeah, I think it was maybe a couple days later.
Oh,
she just
okay.
like saw my brother and she was like,
That's weird.
"Yeah, and she saw my
Stepbrother?
mom and you're not black
Right,
or half
right.
black," and I was like, "About that."
Funny story, baby.
Hey, listen, I was just
Oh,
joking.
that's
Yeah.
So, do men marry their moms? This is a question for both of you.
I think you marry. I don't think you go looking for somebody that's exactly like your mother, but I think it's next to impossible not to be drawn to a woman that has, you know, morals or
qualities.
like qualities, yeah, that your mother has. And I think, yeah, you have a few of them, but I wouldn't
Like
say,
what?
I don't know, you're just very caring, social butterfly, you know, you're both beautiful in my mind.
Oh,
Good answer. Good answer.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I honestly can tell you, like, if you were exactly like my mom, it wouldn't work.
Well, you're right,
But I
because
do
you're
think you look
exactly like your mom.
Well, that's debatable. But yeah, a couple characteristics I think are a good thing.
What about you, Seth?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to, because, growing up, especially in our household, it was my mom and us four. And so, the quality and the things she instilled in us, as we're growing up, it's almost like it's hard not to look for a woman that's kind of, has attributes that your mom has.
What stands out with you about Megan? Same traits as your mom?
Such a, and you've already said it, she's so caring. She's very genuine. She's very family oriented, and she cares about our two kids, beyond belief. And she's a homebody, and she's outgoing as well.
Yeah.
She's a social butterfly as well. And I'm kind of the complete opposite, but yeah, I definitely see a lot of qualities.
Homebody, yeah. Who lives across the street from you guys?
My father-in-law and my
Mother-in-law.
and mother-in-law. And I guess I just found out recently, that her sister's building a house. So yeah, it's a family affair in that neighborhood.
Whoa. We won't even speak of the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has got to be interesting.
It's got its pros and cons. It's right there for babysitting purposes, and they're awesome. So I love Brian and Gretchen, and they're not super intrusive, and they respect us and give us our space. But I don't have a problem with it, but I definitely see how people could.
Yeah. I mean, no, even my own mother had talked about moving into our neighborhood, and I said no. That was a firm no.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mama.
I mean, I could move out of my house right now and go live with my mom, fucking scot-free for the rest of my life if I wanted to. That's the type of mom, like, she'd be like, yep, come on.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's hard.
I love you, Mommy. I love you, but I can't fucking do it. Because we're a lot alike, but also I'm 30 years old, and you want to ask me what I'm doing on a Friday night when my daughter's at her dad's, and I'm just not there with it. Yeah. I'm not going to be home for dinner, Mom. I work till 1:30 in the morning, honey, and I'm going to go to that place for a drink when I'm done.
Okay.
More
than one.
More than one.
More than one, for sure.
Hopefully. And
The
karaoke.
cameras don't, hopefully karaoke, and the cameras don't get me on the way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of babysitters, kids young, you had kids in your 20s?
Yep.
Any regrets on that?
No regrets. It's definitely, life comes at you fast, especially I was like 23 when I had Adrian. And, it's, you definitely have to stop doing a lot of the things that you were doing, for sure. And life comes at you fast, and it's time to get serious. And,
Got to have a V8.
yeah, absolutely. But no, I don't have any regrets.
I feel the same. I just hashtag everywhere 40 and free, baby.
No,
Yeah.
40 and free.
That too.
I mean, of course, yeah, it's hard. I was also 23. So fun fact, Zach and I are 5 years apart. Seth and Megan are 5 years apart. Our kids both, so I have a girl and a boy. You have a son and a daughter, and each of our children are only 8 months apart. So, which is also awesome. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where we sacrificed our 20s, but in our 40s, we'll be out.
Right. I mean, we was broke as fuck in our 20s anyway. So might as well be home with the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might as well. We ain't got the money to go ball out anyway, so I'm going to stay home with the kids. Y'all go have fun.
Yeah, so your friends now, I know I'm experiencing similar things. They're having kids now.
Yep.
And have you given them advice? Have you cracked up at the fact that they're 30 years old, just now having newborns? I mean, and maybe that's a woman thing, but I'm like, that baby crying, I gotta go.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially, I feel like with, my son, it's a lot easier to, not feel so protective, and, my son's going to be okay. We're both guys, so I kind of, understand what he's going to grow up and, go through. But from a daughter perspective and having a daughter, that's definitely new and challenging for me. And, it's true what they say, when you have a daughter, it definitely changes you, and it changes your outlook on a lot of things. So, and a lot of my friends have daughters now too. And so talking to them and talking, some of the challenges and, how they're feeling through that situation is fun. So
What kind of responses are you getting?
in terms of
them just saying that the challenges that they have, is it because you guys would consider yourselves players back in the day, or like, what? Perspective change, or
like you're
what
afraid,
challenges?
you're afraid how your daughter's gonna
Yes,
be
absolutely.
treated?
Yes. And
Okay.
then like they just get exposed to so many, even like from 10 to 15 years ago, like there's TikTok now and they want to have iPads. And man, my daughter, she's 6 and she's like saying things. And I'm like, girl, where did you learn to say that? And it's like, and she wants to do a TikTok video. And I'm like, you're not doing shit. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, and so just dealing with that is crazy. And I can only imagine 13 and not looking forward to it. And she's so innocent right now. And I just don't want that to end either.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Right.
Enjoy that.
I feel like the innocent part of it, like for us growing up, we didn't have all that shit. So we were able to stay that innocent for however long. But like I have an 11-year-old sister, and the shit she says that she hears on the bus or at recess, I'm like, or I don't even think they go to recess now, but at lunch, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I found that out in 8th grade. So yeah, I'm scared.
Right.
And like Piper is 11, Noli, my daughter is 9. They're 2 years apart. So it's like they're more of sister relationship than me and Piper. And I'm like, Piper, you can talk to me about this, but don't you fucking dare say this around your niece. Okay, give her like 6 more months, please. But the shit, like Noli wants to have, she's like, can I have a YouTube? I'm like, yeah, but it's going to be on my phone, and I'm going to see everything that you search, everything that you watch. And she wants to get a TikTok. I let her get this thing called Likey, which is like, it's supposed to be like a kid TikTok, but it's really not. But she just wants to record stuff. She wants to do the TikTok, not the, we twerk at home, kidding. But like she wants to do like the little TikTok dances and shit. And I let her do it. But I'm like, you save it in your drafts.
Yeah.
And guess what I do? I go through every draft. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? Huh?
Where'd you learn that?
Yeah. Just because you saw me doing a TikTok in my closet last night, doing the same thing. But luckily, like my number one advice with parents, with girls, boys, whatever, like literally just as open as you can be with the age that they're at. Just do that. Make it like you want them to be able to talk to you and open up to you. Like, and that's what I tell Noli. I'm like, I don't ever want you to think you can't come to me about something. Like, because even if you don't, like if you lie to me about it, 1, I'm going to find out. 2, you're going to be in 100 times more trouble if I find out you lied than if you just came to me. We'll figure out the problem together. We'll talk about the fucking discipline afterwards.
And that's my big thing. I want them to always be able to talk to me, because I can't help if you're lying to me about it. Exactly. At least if you tell me the truth, you might still get in trouble for it, but we might be able to finesse the situation.
Exactly. Like you're going to get out of it more with your mom, who's done it already when iPhones weren't a thing, than you're going to do with your fucking friends who ain't got a clue.
Exactly.
So talk to your mother.
Honest to God, though, like, thank you, Jesus, we didn't have camera phones and iPhones back then. Like,
I can only imagine what that would have been like.
whoo. But YouTube, like, it controls my kids' life. They're watching like other people play a video game.
That's what I'm saying. We'll go to the store and she'll be like, I need slime activator, these beads, these. I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. But where did you? And she's like, well, they did it on you. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that, honey. Ask your mammal for Christmas and keep it at her house. That's what we're going to do.
So we have touched upon the fact that you have like an extremely hot wife. Do you feel like you ever get jealous?
And what do you mean by jealous?
Just how hot she is. She's hotter than you. So
early on, for sure, Like I was like, man, and like we'd go places and just people just staring at her, and I just wasn't used to that kind of like that level of just everywhere, and so like it made me uncomfortable for sure. But I think now it's kind of just 10 years in, and it feels way more normal. But it, like, I guess you want to call that jealous, but yeah, early on for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? Did you have that problem early on?
Well, being as old as I am and mature as I was at the time, I was comfortable with myself, so no.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
Well, and when you got with Brittany, she didn't have eyebrows, so.
That's true.
True.
That's true.
Like a fine wine, babe.
We were also just like in your condo getting high.
American flag fucking wall up.
Oh my God, we did. So yeah, when I started dating Zach, he lived in a bachelor pad condo. His bedroom was a loft, and his fourth wall was a giant American flag. And yeah, that made for fun times.
It definitely
Didn't stop us,
Definitely
did it?
No.
Not one bit.
Get some complaints from the roomies, but
No, you had
whatever.
complaints about your roomies too. Phones flying and shit.
Bro, there was some drama that went down in that bachelor pad. All of a sudden, things started getting crazy.
Well, were you on an edible on that when it was getting crazy, or?
I do have a great edible story. I wasn't. I do have a great edible story. You know, typically long story long. I'm gonna do my best to keep it long story short. So, we had Jocelyn, but there were she was at a grandmother's house. She was being taken care of. We had a few friends over at the house, and we were renting in Wildcat Run. And a good friend of mine had just gotten out of the Marines, and he was stationed.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say out of jail. I'm like, so you know he's got that good shit. That he got the plug in there.
Well, it was he was stationed in California, and recreational marijuana like had just become legal. So he had finagled a way to get edibles back. They had him and his girlfriend at the time had made like a cookie tray. And so the edibles were on the bottom, wax paper, and then like normal cookies on top. So that's how they flew them from California to Indiana. Anyway, come in at that point, you know, I've always been very pro cannabis, and he was like, you know, I asked for the most potent thing in the shop. This brownie's what they gave me. He was like, so be careful. I'm like, oh, it's fine, bro. I got this. Right. Never had an edible before in my life, but I'm like, it's weed, and I love weed, so it's good. I'm fine. So eat a corner of this brownie, tiny corner. And, you know, an hour later, I'm like, I don't feel shit. Probably because, like, my tolerance is high or whatever. Thinking that I was who I was, which I was not. And so he had brought other, like, little marijuana cookies, and I decided I was just going to have one of those, too. About 10 minutes later, hit me like a brick wall.
that's being nice.
That is being nice.
She wasn't nice to her friends.
Not at all.
These are people that I have known my entire life. Over at my house, there's people, there were some of us inside playing a game, and then there's people out in the garage smoking cigarettes, weed, whatever, you know.
Crack.
And no, not crack.
Oh, okay.
Not that time. Just kidding. Anyway, so I had a girlfriend that came in. She had just gone off work. She was actually a server at Outback. She had a person, a male with her that I didn't know. Normally I'm like, what's up? Have a good time, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, it triggered a whole episode. I started thinking, I don't know who this person is, and he needs to get out of my house. As a matter of fact, everyone needs
has
to leave. Convinced that, like I said, daughter was not there. Convinced the cops were going to come over and be like, oh, you have had marijuana and alcohol in this home, and you do have a kid. Even though they're not here, like, we're taking your child, you're going to jail. So I stand up and I'm like, everybody out.
During the game.
During the
During
game,
everything.
and as
Yeah,
we
everything
have
that's happening.
already, you know, clarified, I love games.
Yeah.
So everyone the fuck out, go to the garage, everyone out. I went upstairs to our bedroom. I stripped down butt ass naked, got into my bathroom, and prayed to Jesus that if he made me not high anymore, that I would never do marijuana ever again.
I'll never do it. I'll never do the marijuana again.
He did not make me.
What happened before you got upstairs, though? After you got everybody out and you're like, okay, finally. Zach's in the chair like a zombie.
Yes.
I was like a hot
Pass
dog.
the fucking.
So as soon as we finally get everyone out of our house, the doorbell rings. My heart dropped. I'm like, wow.
In fairness, my heart dropped at that
I'm
point. I was
going
like, was
to prison.
Brittany
Zach's
right?
asleep, but his heart's dropping, baby.
Zach's just recliner out and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, it is the cops. They're coming. Here they are. Dude, I barely open the door. And it's just my girlfriend that's like, I forgot something. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I could have swore you were the popo and they were coming to get us. And then I proceeded to go upstairs, but I was naked and pray to the Lord. He did not make the high go away. So yes, I've had edible since, just saying.
That's what I'm saying. And I have an edible story, not that terrible, but I went to New Orleans Mardi Gras, like right before the Mardi Gras that I came home and the world shut down. So what, 2020? Was that 2020? I know. How could I? But also when I got home, I'm like, listen, bitch, I'm talking to my friends that I went with. I'm like, if we didn't contract coronavirus when we were at Mardi Gras, fucking just, then we're good. But while we were down there, obviously we're drinking all day. It's, you know, parades and parties and this and that, literally dawn to dusk, okay? Dusk to dawn, whatever. We're walking back to our hotel. I don't even know what time it is, but we're fucked up. We're getting ready to go back to the hotel and we're like, we are going to get some fucking Popeyes. Like that was already in our mind. But while we're on the way, we just happen to see this fucking random van on the side of the street. And not on like a main street, like a side alley. And he just happens to be selling edibles out of it. And we both got full Fruity Pebble Rice Krispie fucking treat edibles. And also like, we're like, oh, there's probably not anything in it because it's not like illegal. I don't know if it was legal, like you could sell that to, I don't fucking know. Okay.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't laced with anything.
It wasn't laced with anything. This was a fucking business.
Stand-up business.
Okay. He was
in an alleyway.
I got a free edible out of the side of a van. It's kind of like that fucking fucking Bridesmaids where she's like, I got a free tattoo out of a van today, and it's fucking infected, and she got to pour the peas on it. Yeah, we literally ate. We got two. Her and I both ate half. Which let me just tell you, I don't smoke weed. I can't do it. Before I had my daughter, I was like, I can't go to work unless I have a blunt. After I had my daughter, I'm like, no, thank you. I can't do it. But we're there. We're drunk. We're doing it. We get back to the hotel. I remember nothing. The fact that we even fucking were safe. Sorry, mama. But the fact that we were even safe, mind blowing. Okay. So, but before we get to the point where we don't know our own fucking names, we do order like $87 worth of Popeyes. I pass out. My friend passes the fuck out, okay?
$87?
You know who I was with, bitch? The fuck you mean? She got to get rice, beans, biscuit, extra honey, a 12-piece. The family pack, bitch. Probably, I don't know.
Popeyes is fire.
Literally. That's how we felt before we lost our minds, okay? So we wake up. It's like fucking 4 a.m. We don't wake up. She wakes up. I wake up to her going, hey. Shaking me. I'm like, literally. She's like, go down. She's like, the Popeyes got dropped off at the front desk, bro. You got to come down with me and get it. Obviously, when you're there and you're there with your friend in Mardi Gras in New Orleans, 4 a.m., you don't want your friend to go anywhere by themselves. I wouldn't even want to do that in Indy. I mean, anywhere. So I fucking get my happy ass up. Pretty sure I'm barefoot, no socks, nothing. We walk down to the front desk. We proceed to get the Popeyes. We go back upstairs. I think I chugged the soda. That was fucking room temperature at this point.
That cotton mouth. Yeah.
Bruh, chugged it.
Yeah, even from the edible, the cotton mouth's there.
Listen, I didn't fucking eat a thing. But I woke up and the Popeyes was gone. So I'm just saying, like, I was like, what the fuck happened last night? Bitch, I'm pretty sure the second edible, it was about to be your birthday. And she was like, I'm taking this back to Brittany. I'm like, word. I don't want it.
Actually, I
don't
feel
want
like
it.
I did.
She was like, do you think I'm going to be okay to fly with it? I'm like, yeah, because it's not weed that's in it. It's fucking Xanax.
Yeah.
So you're going to be fucking golden, bitch. There's going to be no issues getting that home because there's no THC in there. It's literally Xanax. Put us right to fucking bed, and I forgot my name, number, where the fuck I was at. But hey, I still got up and went down to the front desk though. That's a good ass fucking
happens
friend.
to the best of us.
So we have another good edible story. So like after that edible experience that I had, many moons ago, it was like, okay, now I understand. Like, you just got to you got to ride the roller coaster, and it is what it is. So it is Lit Family Christmas Eve.
This one.
And,
I'm so excited to hear this.
here's the thing,
This was not on Google.
No, yeah, it wasn't.
No, this one will not be found on Google.
It will after today.
Yeah, sure.
So, it's a very, like, we play games, obviously I'm a game person, but, it's always even been a tradition in their family. And we had an uncle, they had an uncle, he's my uncle too now. He was like, yeah, got some brownies. But
Yeah.
Go ahead, Seth, take it from here.
Take it from here, buddy.
Well, first of all, to put some context around the story, yeah, we do. Every Christmas Eve, we go to our families, mainly on my mom's side, and we do play games. And first of all, like, when it comes to the game part of the night, there is nobody worse on planet Earth at trivia games than me. Like, I am dead last. And so, like, I hate that part of the night. So
let me take an edible to make it better.
Exactly.
Right. Prior to that game, and, again, I'm kind of like you, I've smoked weed, in high school and a little bit outside of high school, but, like, I completely stopped. It just makes my mind just run 1,000 miles an hour. And so, but anyways, we've had a few drinks, and, my uncle is, I guess, a weed chef at this point.
Yeah.
And he brings out this, batch of brownies, and I will say, I've never seen somebody eat a brownie faster than Zach. Zach could, like, tell the brownies were coming before they were even in the room.
Yeah.
He had let me know that they were coming, and I had also had them previous experiences with him, so I knew his product was nice.
Yeah. And so anyways, he was like, Seth, why don't you just take a sliver of one of these brownies? And I was like, okay, why not? It'll help you relax, whatever. So I was like, okay, we're having a few drinks. It's Christmas Eve. I'll take a sliver. So, like, your story, and most stories, like, you take a sliver or a piece of an edible and you don't feel it, right? Well, this is not how this story went. And I shit you not, within the first 5 minutes I ate this, I had left planet Earth. Like, I was no longer with anybody at that house. And so, like, I could tell I was, like, really high because, like, I was trying so hard to, like, do normal things. And, like, every 5 minutes I would stand up and, like, lap around the house and then sit back down. And I remember Megan looking at me and, like, are you fucking okay?
What's wrong with you?
And I was like, no. I'm not okay. And then, so, like, you fast forward and we start playing this trivia game. And I just remember vividly, like, my stepdad, who's really good at trivia games and can, like, just right off the top.
His
names
recall
it so
of
fast.
useless knowledge is amazing.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I was like, okay, I can't just sit here and say nothing and be quiet. I'm, like, all in my head. And I'm like, so I remember Dave would, like, say an answer. And then I would, like, split second after say the same answer, just acting like I knew the answer. And then, like, there's a card that, so we were in two teams, and, like, there's a card you can pick. And if the team picks it, they get to pick a player from the opposing team. So essentially, you want to pick the worst player on the opposing team to either act it out or say the word.
Which is you when you're
So,
normal. It's
exactly.
not even
I was
on
gonna
the
say,
sliver.
Seth is the
Normally,
number one target,
it's Seth
no
the
matter
one you would
what.
go for.
Always the target.
Yeah.
And so I remember Trevor picking up this card, and he reads off this word, and I remember thinking, I'm like, I've never heard of that word in my entire life. Like, and then, like, it was like a movie. He looks at me, like, it's in slow motion, and we make eye contact. And I knew right then and there he realized that I was
you
no
were
longer,
right, exactly.
with on this planet. And he, like, just screams, let's make Seth do it. And that's when I just, like, rage quit, and I was
Rage
like, Megan,
quit.
we got to go.
Yeah.
We got to go. And I remember
Back
driving
up the
home.
kids. Let's get out
I
of
remember
here.
driving home, and it was like 30 miles per hour, like, and Megan was doing 25, and I was telling her to slow down. And then, like, when we get home, I'm just doing laps around my house until I finally just pass out from exhaustion.
You text me later that night when you were home.
Now, yeah, and I was like, Seth,
Are you still feeling this? And I was like, I'm about coming down. He's like, dude, it's still at its peak for me. And I was like, it'll be fine. Give it a couple more hours. You'll be good.
You're just, like, as normal as anybody can be. And I'm like, dude, what did I just eat?
And Zach done ate a whole brownie and you had a little sliver.
Exactly. Well, the danger with brownies in general, or if somebody's making them for you, is that you don't know
Exactly.
where's the potent part of it. Like, you must have taken the sliver that had the majority of it. Because you can try and even it out as much as you want, but like, if you don't start having, like, the gummies, that are smaller where it can be more concentrated and you're just doing the whole thing. You know the amount in it.
That was the worst
It
night.
can be difficult.
Oh, it was terrible.
I was at the opposite end of the table, and I swear, like, Seth had to pick up a card, and he was like,
He was having trouble doing everything.
he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, man. Every now and then I'm having, it's like a rainy day, and I think of that moment.
I'm glad.
Get your little
Yeah,
smile on your face.
Puts a smile on you. Yeah.
Yeah. We've all been there. Was that your first edible?
Definitely. I probably had tried an edible in college, but like, edibles wasn't like something.
And
I
again,
did.
this uncle knows what he's doing, and like,
Yeah,
he
but,
makes
like,
them all the time.
It sucks when you get to that point, and it's just like miserable.
Oh,
It
yeah.
ruined- it ruined the rest of your night,
That's the
too.
fucking worst
Like, he-
because nothing brings you back. Nothing can bring you like back down until it's run its course.
Yeah.
That's the most fucked up part of it.
He was in a good headspace with the drinking, probably had a nice buzz.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, let's keep it
Yeah.
going, and it just ruined everything.
Yeah. Like the last time I fucking smoked just normal weed, it was on St. Patrick's Day of last year. Okay. With like, this is just it's not an edible. So you hit it and like 5 minutes later, you're like, huh. I took one hit and like I told my friend, I'm like, I don't smoke. I don't want to. We were going out for St. Patrick's Day. It was like noon. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're fucked the rest of the
Dude,
time.
no. You want to know why?
Food?
No. We're at her. It's just me and her. We're getting ready to go meet up with a group of our friends. She's like, just hit it. It's not that strong, which mind you, she smokes every day. So she doesn't think it's that strong. I hit it. All of a sudden, we're wearing matching shirts. Like we got a whole group shirts, blah, blah, blah. So I hit it and I'm just like sitting in her kitchen. I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, I have my shirt off. I work with her, but it's the first time
This
I've
is
ever
pre-hanging
hung
out
out
with
with her.
Brittany?
This is, I've known her since 2010
No,
or
no,
2011,
this
but
ain't-
this is, no,
Okay.
this is
This ain't me.
yes, this was not Brittany. All of a sudden, I'm in her kitchen, shirt off. I'm like, you got any scissors? My sleeves are fucking with me. Dude, I'm fucking cutting my sleeves in it. And all of a sudden, I'm like, bitch, I'm high. I was like, do you have any liquor in here? I was like, because if I don't start drinking right now, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to order some fucking DoorDash, and I'm not going anywhere. She's like, all I have is this bottle of Crown Peach. She's had this bottle of Crown Peach in her freezer, brand new, mind you. She's like, I've had it for like 2 years. No chasers in the house. I took like 5 shots of Crown Peach straight out of the fucking bottle. Oh, it got me.
Saved your life,
It got me
yeah.
where I needed to be when we went out and ended up like meeting up with our group of friends that I knew. I was still high and like real like, you guys want to do a shot or like I was fucking weird as shit. But it got me out of the house. And didn't end there. So she's high. I'm high off of one fucking hit of a blunt. Plus I'm like, I'm ready to go. I fucking just took 5 shots of Crown Peach. No chaser, bitch. Whatever. We order our fucking Uber to go down. We get in this fucking car. It's a Tesla. We see him pulling around. He's fucking drag racing to get to us anyway because he made the wrong turn or whatever. We fucking get in. She bumps her head getting in. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. I'm like, oh, we made it. We're good. He takes off. Our heads hit the fucking back seat. I'm looking at her. I'm like, we're going to die. We got to go 5 blocks and we're going to fucking die all the way there because this dude is It's during March fucking Madness. It's St. Pat, which mind you, last year, everything was downtown for the fucking tournament.
Right. We hosted the whole thing. Yeah.
Dude, it was packed as fuck. Pedestrians are just fucking heels up, about to get hit by this motherfucking Tesla. I'm like, okay. We get out and I'm like, she's texting me. She's like, are we going to make it? In the 3-minute drive, I'm like, that's when that was when I was like, weed is just not for me.
Not
Yeah.
for me, she said.
Like, I tried it.
Yeah.
And I've given it a
You
good
gave
run.
it a
And people are
fair
like,
shake.
oh, you're
You
hitting
gave
the
it a fair
wrong
shake.
shit. You're doing this. I've done the fucking indica. I've done the sativa. I've done the edibles, the fucking whatever. I've done it all. It's just not me anymore. Just give me a guava high noon and I'm okay. I don't want to smoke because then I don't enjoy my time. Like, I don't want to fucking leave planet Earth and have to leave my family fucking Christmas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like some people, they do it and that's what they enjoy and they have a great time. I'm not going to let you guys enjoy your time if I am high as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to be crying in the corner, making sure that CPS isn't being called.
Yeah.
Literally.
Hey, Rob.
It just is what it is. I've accepted it.
It is an intense feeling for sure. 2 things. College.
Okay.
played ball.
I did.
Did you ever think you were going to go to the league?
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, like
In
just
his
any
head,
kid
yeah.
with any other dream, you know. Like, but it was when I got to college and I started seeing. That's where it hit me. Where it's like, okay, you really don't have a chance to go to the league.
How long did you play?
I played for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hated every second of it. Small school out in Springfield, Illinois. Kind of as big as a high school, and it just wasn't for me.
And you
Yeah.
went to a JUCO, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that people may not know about the JUCOs is like you got to see they are obviously some
Yeah,
of
oh
them
yeah,
are trying to
they're
use that as a
D1
stepping
players.
stone to go somewhere, and they
Yeah.
would be D1 basketball players. So you're getting some of the most athletically gifted people, like even in some cases more athletic than like the actual D1 players
Yeah, they
at
just
the
don't have
time.
the grades.
They just didn't have the grades or something,
Right.
or maybe they, whatever. But so you got to see the upper echelon of like athleticism, which is why I think you.
And
Click.
in college, sports just becomes a job, and like it's 24/7, and you really start to feel like, okay, this is not something I want to do for the rest of my life, or even just
Start
attempt.
training, eating right, working out all the time.
And then like you have to stay healthy, and I got hurt in college. I broke my foot, and just little things like that, and I just fell off.
Yeah. Zach, you had an opportunity to play sports in college too, right?
You did. What happened there?
Preferred walk-on. Only played football for 2 years. But Ball State, had asked me if I would come there, and based off my performance, and basically like the first year would determine if I would be offered a scholarship. And I decided it'd be the right idea to stay for a girl.
That wasn't me, right?
It was not you.
Okay.
What was her name?
But
Yeah, what was her name? What was your name?
we're not going to do that. We're
Oh
not,
yeah, we can't. Oh,
We're not name dropping. But
We gotta
with
trim
that
that
being
one out,
said, I like
boys.
to spin it to a positive, because if I did go off to college and do that, I may have never met you.
Right.
So
well, no, because Brittany was at home chilling, smoking,
well, she
bro.
was
For
also
sure,
in
for
8th grade
sure.
at the time.
Oh, she was in 8th grade. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're fucking old as fuck. I forgot.
But yeah, I don't know if we would have ever crossed paths like that.
Yeah.
So I try to positive spin it,
Everything happens for a reason.
and it
Yeah.
was meant to be.
Yeah, I will say that, like, I mentioned earlier, I went to school, like, right in between Ethan and Seth. Like, who would have thought we were ending up at a Thanksgiving
I
table
know.
together?
It's crazy how the world works.
sharing kids and
know.
everything else. So that's nuts.
I would agree.
I think we also need to, like, hear perspectives on who your favorite brother is. This is a question just for Seth.
Well, I don't have a favorite brother.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I don't know how else I'm supposed to answer that, but I do. I have special relationships with each and every one of them in completely different ways.
Yeah.
Zach, like, to bring up an example, I'll never forget when I used to live in Vala Vista on a golf course, and I bought a golf cart, and I thought it was so cool in that golf cart, just driving it around every day. The golf course hated me, but I'll never forget I got stuck. Like, and I just got, like, it was mud or snow or something.
It had rained the day before, and
And
I
I-
went into an area, and your tire was like
And I
basically
called
over.
Zach, and like within 5 minutes he was at my house, and he helped me push it out. And
I ruined
just
a pair
like-
of shoes that day.
yeah, and it's like, to me, that like Zach will just he's just so caring, and I can go to him for a lot of things. And
I remember when that happened too. I was so fucking annoyed.
any of my brothers need anything, I'm always the one they call. Like, as far as that stuff. They like to play dumb with being like mechanically inclined, but
Well, and
I
Brittany
don't know
even
if I fully buy it, but that's the reason why I feel like I'm the guy. Like, if they need something moved, or Ethan gets a tire that's popped on the side of the road, he's gonna call me before he calls somebody else to see
Yeah, well, you
if
better not call
I'm
me,
close
so.
enough.
Well, Brittany even said that on the way here, because I was like, is Zach for sure coming? And she was like, I don't know for sure, but if Seth is asking him to come at work, then he's probably going to come, because he would do anything for his brothers.
Yeah.
Literally, word for word out of Brittany's mouth.
Verbatim.
So I was like, so Zach don't want to come for me and you, but he going to come for Seth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to my marriage.
I've been living your marriage for about close to a year now, okay? We're
Mom,
paying for
Dad.
We're
family
basically
therapy
a
now.
throuple at this point. Huh?
Do what?
We're basically a throuple, so.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
swingers together.
Yeah.
To hear my mom tell it.
Well, we did end up in a sex club in Fort Worth, Texas. Of all places, Fort Worth, really hope they never find this video, though,
Yeah.
honestly. Come after us. We
Yeah.
did say full names. All right, now, something else. Who is the most handsome?
Well, are you asking me?
But you can't say yourself.
I can't say myself.
No.
I don't know.
I will say that. I will say to that question, we were just in Texas visiting my grandma who's passing away,
Here we go.
and she looked at me and said I was the most beautiful.
But in fairness, she's also has dementia, and who knows what
You
she's
can take
going
it for
through.
She
whatever
may
it
have thought
is.
you were Zach, bro.
Well, she knew who you were,
She said Zachary. I'll give you that.
so maybe that answers your question.
Right. Okay. I feel like that one funny and dark and then funny again. So
that was
all over the
awkward.
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
How we normally do. Funny,
Yeah.
dark, then funny again. It's called getting through trauma.
Amen. We can't afford therapists, so
No.
we just decided to start a podcast.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I know that you had agreed several times when I had told you that I was going to start a podcast. That you had agreed several times that, you know, you would come on if I wanted you to, and in all fairness, you're the only brother I asked.
Yeah, no.
And you know, you gave me some good words of encouragement, and I really appreciate that. And I do know as time has moved closer and closer to me being like, hey, it's really going to happen. We're going to want you on. That you weren't necessarily looking forward to that. But I hope you had fun today.
No, I had a blast, and to be honest, it's super cool what you guys are doing, and I love I listened to the last one, and no, it's super entertaining, and I would not be shocked if you guys aren't super successful at this.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being a good sport, coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I know you're more of a reserved soul these days.
Yes, absolutely.
So I do appreciate you coming on and being vulnerable.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Zach,
You too,
I'm
sugar
so
daddy.
happy you showed up
I know
for
you
Seth.
are, babe. I know. I know. He's actually more happy
I know.
that I showed up than you guys
Bro,
are.
I know you wouldn't have showed up for me.
Absolutely.
Zach just needed to come show his face so people don't know that he's 85 years old.
That's the thing. I did want to clear up some stuff.
And I
that,
mean, you know, episode 4, we clarified that.
the one that's not out yet. I got
Not out yet. Well, when
Well,
this one comes out,
it'll
it
be
will
out.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You guys come back ever?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Every guest we've had, they're like, yes, we'll come back.
Absolutely. Well, the ones we want back.
Yeah.
And we asked that question too.
Yeah. Dun-dun-dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Until next week.
Thanks, y'all.
God, my
about
bladder.
to piss them.
My bladder couldn't hold it any longer. There was actually a couple other things, but I'm like,
My foot was tapping
away. Tap it. Wasn't that right?